Have you ever wondered why all of a sudden, when life is going smooth, everything is falling in place, it's just, well, for lack of a better word, hunky dory. And then all of a sudden, something happens and now your life is turned upside down, topsy turvy. You may be even experiencing pain, anxiousness, distress from nowhere. I mean, what did we do? Did we anger someone? Did we, just what happened? And why us? Why right now when life is going so well? In today's lesson, our devotion, we're going to see where King David from the Old Testament gives us some insight into why all of a sudden, from being up on the mountaintop, we are now down in the valley. And he's going to do that from a verse that we'll study from Psalms 138:8. And it's also very relevant to recognize that today's devotional is titled Purpose to My Pain. So I hope that you'll hang on here for just a few moments as we delve into it and wonder why all of a sudden we are in the depths of pain and agony, stress, everything that is quite the opposite of what our life was maybe just a moment ago. But before we get to that, let me say welcome in to all of you. My name is Maureen, and this is my crochet story, where I share with you every day my daily devotional that I found from this little red book titled Be Still and Know. Now, it's been my devotional for this year, and folks, it really has helped me to strengthen, to take the time to be still, to be selfish for myself, and spend time with God. Now, I've left a link for you down in the description box. This little book is put out by Broad Street Publishers, and I just know if you go and pick it up, it will add a wealth of daily devotionals, not only just to teach you to be still, but it'll also help you to understand why our lives go up and down and up and down. So today's devotional, Purpose to My Pain. The Lord will fulfill his purpose for me. Your steadfast love, O God, endures forever. So do not forsake the work of your hands. Life often doesn't turn out the way we think it should. When we're stuck in the midst of circumstances we never wanted, dreams lost, and hope buried, it's difficult to find meaning in it all, and it can seem impossible to keep going. But God gives purpose to our pain and hope to carry on. When it feels a lot more like we're surviving in Him rather than actively abiding in Him, He comforts us with the promise that He will complete the work He began in us, making all things beautiful in His time. We have the blessing of embracing all that is going on in our lives as part of His trustworthy plan to glorify Himself and to accomplish His loving intentions for us. God, I believe you are molding me more into the image of Jesus through the painful circumstances in my life. I hope and trust in your promise that you will fulfill your purpose in me. You know, if our lives were always sunshine, a bed of roses, everything went exactly according to us, don't you think life would get a little dull? Now, I'm not saying that we all would welcome a side trip to losing a friend or a family member, or experiencing catastrophe of losing every single thing that we have or that we've built. That's not what I'm saying. I mean, we don't even want to wish that on our worst enemy, as the saying goes. But sometimes we really would just rather sidestep, that little circumstance. But God uses what the world throws at us. The bricks, the deaths, the taking everything away that we've ever built or bought for ourselves or acquired through good, hard work. God uses those instances to draw us closer to Him and to help us to remember that He's always there, that He will get us through. All we have to do is abide in His Word and understand that He loves us. There's no greater love than the love that God has for us, and He certainly does not want us to suffer. But we live in a sinful world, and so there is no way that we're going to get around that. There is no way that we can escape losing a family member or a good friend, losing that perfect job, possibly even losing everything that we have and having to start all over again. I mean, that's happened to many of us, and there's nothing that guarantees it won't happen again and again and again. But God loves us. God, when we put our faith and trust in Him to get us through it, He's going to. He is going to take that disaster that all of a sudden we find ourselves in, and He is going to help us to build that strength that only comes from Him in climbing each little inch back up to the mountaintop where He wants us to be. So take just a moment and think about some of those horrific stages of pain that you've gone through. Now, many of you may still be struggling to get to the other side of it, to where you can now manage it, possibly even heal the scar, because there's going to be a scar. No matter what we do, those scars will always remain. But the scar, the pain from that scar, is going to eventually ease, and we can look back on that tragedy. We're still going to cry. We're still going to hurt. But the pain is not going to be as bad as it was before, because we have God right there, soothing us, reminding us that He loves us, and all we have to do is reach out and say, God, I'm having a moment again. Can you get me through it? Because through those moments of pain, God is strengthening us for a better purpose that He has, as the psalmist said, He's made us for a specific purpose. And that specific purpose, whether you believe it or not, is to worship Him, to rely on Him, to absorb His love and His mercy, to have the faith to know that He's always there through the highs and the lows, through the joys and the pains of our lives. I do hope that you claim that promise, that you claim the promise that God loves you, that He has a purpose for you, that He loves you. All you have to do is step out on faith and believe that He's there carrying you through. Thank you all so much for being here. I do want to remind you to please hit that like button. And if you're not a subscriber, why aren't you? Think about that for just a moment. If you enjoyed this devotional today, please hit that subscribe button and be sure to hit the notification bell that lets you know every time I upload content, especially my daily devotionals on how to be still and know that He is your God. So until tomorrow, always remember, be the light out there in the darkness for someone today, because you never know. Could be your light that they need to see. I love you guys. Bye.